interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Ah, yes. Big one tonight, boys. Kind of a celebrity buzz in the air, you know? It's episode 58. Remember the Show. Jason Anik, Belal Muhammad. Fight camp fully engaged for the 5th rank welterweight in the world. Belal Muhammad, 4 short weeks away, man. How do you feel? Looking fantastic.
Feeling good, excited. This is the point where, the diet starts picking up a little bit more. You start getting more antsy because, it's getting closer. Last couple, maybe like 2 more hard weeks of sparring. Then it's just like, all right, now just making it to the fight day healthy. Get the weight cut down, and then it's been a long camp. It's been a long camp now. It's nearing the end, so I'm seeing the finish line. And then when you see that finish line, that's when the fun happens. Because like the camp is the hard part. When you get to fight night, that's what you're paying for.
It feels like it's been a long camp, and it's not like you're Paddy Pimblett, out of camp, right? When you are focused, and it's, I notice when you're a little bit leaner than at other times, but the fluctuation isn't much. So anyway, we're excited, man. 4/16 is the date. Yes.
Yep. 4/16, exactly 4 weeks from this Saturday. So
love it. Let's do it. So we'll roll along with some topics tonight. We won't make you talk about your own fight. But anyway, so before we obviously go forward, we'll talk about last week's card. And so Terrence McKinney, who was on the show recently and been fighting every weekend, I like what you tweeted. His stock still went up. Obviously a tough loss. Fight flipped for Dober. Just give me your thoughts on McKinney and sort of your thoughts about how really his stock's still going up even in the loss.
Yeah, I mean, you take a fight on 1 week notice, you still go out there, and then, Dober's a tough guy, and he went out there and dropped him. And Dober's a striker. Dober got a tough chin. He's fought a lot of the best guys in the world. So, and then I'm looking at it in the first 30 seconds, like, this guy really does finish everybody in the first minute. I'm like, this guy is a monster. And then, he showed grappling. He showed great striking. And then I think that, the nerves came into it a little bit. And just got a little bit more, a little bit of excitement. So you went out there, he tried to go for the finish. Obviously, when you're coming off of I think 5 in a row or 4 in a row of first round finishes, then you feel another one coming. Sometimes it's a little adrenaline dump. Sometimes you get a little more tired. I think that played a huge role into it. If he would have been a little bit more patient, maybe he would have been fine getting into the second round. And that needed a body from Dober, was just landed at the right spot too. A lot of people are looking at it like, oh man, did it hurt him in the chin or anything like that? No, but it landed right to the solar plex. And then when you get hit there, there's nothing really you could do. Your body just shuts down. I tell people, like, getting hit with a good body shot, like there's nothing like it. Like, anybody can take a punch to the chin. Anybody hit me in the head all day. I don't really care, because it's just a punch. Like, I can walk through those things, but a body shot you really can't walk through. Your body just, it's homeostasis is going 0. Like, you don't know what to do after that.
That card brought a lot of violence. I mean, Khalil Rountree, Yadong, Mutino on his feet. That was I mean, what a card overall. That banging card, no?
Yeah, I love, man. The whole card was sick. And like you said, Khalil Rountree, the first round was really good between both of them, but then he landed that nasty body kick on the ground too, like perfect landing. Like, he gets so mean, and then you see him on the mic, and he's like so soft and like a genuine person. And then you got like trash like Sean Strickland coming at him, and I'm like, bro, what the, like, it has nothing to do with you. Like, why are you trying to trash this guy for his moment? And like, that was a motivational speech that he had at MMA Junkie after that. Like, he used to be 300 pounds. He's trying to help people with suicidal thoughts. And then you got this guy, Strickland, that not even in your weight class, and you want to say something stupid just to bring attention to it.
Well, good for you that people like me, whatever Strickland said, it didn't even cross my wake, so I didn't even see it. But I did see Rountree on the mic and post fight was incredible. So Song Yadong called out Dominic Cruz. I want to pop into this bantamweight division a little bit because obviously we know it's fight camp, and we don't know exactly when that fight's a week before your fight, the bantamweight championship. That other card, right? Jacksonville is the 9th. So I just want to talk about this bantamweight division a little bit. So Song Yadong wants Dominic Cruz. It maybe makes a little more sense now because Song Yadong has now cracked the top 10, but this division's just fascinating. You know, the championship fight, the line, Petr Yan minus 425, Aljo plus 320. Like, I understand how the first fight went down. No respect on Aljo's name, and Petr Yan has a visa. There's a story. I guess none of his corners have theirs. Other people are offering to corner him. Just talk to me a little bit about this championship fight. That's 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that changes the line a little bit if his coaches aren't coming down with him. I wonder if they bring that up.
I hear you.
But I feel like in general he's a smart fighter. Maybe he shouldn't have corners because I think weren't his corners telling him to hit the knee the first time, or like throw the knee. So maybe he shouldn't be having no corners out there. Right. He'll be fine without them. But like Petr Yan, like you said, his technique is flawless. Everything about him he's a monster. Like, I'm excited for that fight. Aljamain gets a chance to prove himself again. You know, I just feel like he just had a terrible game plan for that first one. He just came out very hard in the first round, and there was no way he was going to maintain that pace. But now he felt Petr Yan's strength. He felt Petr Yan's striking. He felt his hard shots, his hard wrestling. So, it gives you a better idea of what you're going to be dealing with. But, man, I just don't think that there's anybody in that division that could really mess with Petr Yan. But Song Yadong, I was sitting there, I was like, I want to see this kid. He had a couple of very close decisions where I could have went here or there. And then you give him a guy like Moraes, who's a monster. And I picked Moraes just because I felt like the matchup wise, he lost to Merab, he lost to a couple other big names, title contenders, but a lot of those guys grappled him and out-conditioned him. I was like, what, Yadong's going to go in there, they're going to bang. They're going to stand in front of each other, and whoever lands first is going to hit. But Yadong showed his striking is crisp, is clean. He has great power. And it just breaks my heart for Moraes, man. He's such a good guy, and it just shows how quick it can turn for you because, he was on top of the world. He was killing everybody when he first got into the UFC. He was a champion. He was fighting for the title against Cejudo. Then ever since then, all of a sudden it takes 4 fights in a row now of just getting knocked out. And like I tell people all the time, like, you never know when it's your time, and Father Time's undefeated.
Well, and especially if you're active like he is, you know what I mean? It happened. Those losses pile up quickly, like guys like Cerrone who are active, and then it's like bang, bang, bang. And it's not like taking years off. I mean, Arnold Allen has never lost, but just doesn't fight that much, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get, so, all right, I'm going here right now. So I know Cody Merrow isn't going to want to talk about Paddy Pimblett, but I want to ask you, Belal, because I don't know, right? Okay, so I understand something happened backstage with Ilia Topuria. I'm not trying to talk about that. My question is, like, I love Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I love the Paddy show. Like, I'm interested. I could listen to him talk all day with that accent. I'm sure I'm missing something. Cody, you can hop on too if you're but like, give me Paddy all day. I know he's a heavy favorite. I think he's dangerous. He keeps his chin down a lot. He wasn't protecting himself, I think, in that first fight. Easily could have lost, but like, I'm rooting for sort of the Paddy show. Talk to me.
This is a huge card for him. This is I feel like this is one of those cards that was made for him. This is time for a spotlight. Aspinall is killing in the UFC. The UFC wants to push him fast, but even him, he wants to go slower. Paddy's talking about, give me Dustin Poirier, give me this guy, give me that guy. And he has that personality, that X factor that will get you in the spotlight right away. You see him with Barstool Sports and everything, but with all that comes, you still need a win. Like, obviously the haircut, the talking, everything, he's doing all that right. He has social media, even though they keeps losing it. But, all those things are working for him. But, like, if you go out there and you lose, then all of a sudden it's over for you. So, like, Kazula, I think this is a good matchup for him, for Paddy. He picked it the right way. He shied away from Jared Gordon.
Flash, yep.
And I thought that was a tough fight for when they even brought it. I was like, man, they're going to give him Jared right away. Are they underestimating Jared, or are they overestimating Paddy? But I think that now this is a better pace of that. They're trying to build him up. They'll see where he's at right now. Kazula's, he's tough, but it's just a better for your second fight in the UFC. And being in London, this is Paddy's fight to go out there, show out, get a great finish, a big finish, have the whole crowd cheering for you. Because I was sitting there, I was like, man, it's not going to be the same. I wonder if anybody's going to walk out to Darren Till's song. Because, they would go nuts for Darren Till's song.
Right.
But I'm like, Paddy, when he walks out, they go nuts anyway. So you're still going to get that huge crowd energy when he walks out. And I want to hear it because, you hear it all the time on the smaller show that he was at, the Cage Warriors, that the crowd always went nuts. But it's going to be exciting to hear it now.
Yeah, so I think, forgive me, the name had passed by too quick, but saying that he's not an elite talent. Uncle Dave Zilla, Paddy isn't an elite talent. He's going to be fun to watch in the right matchups, though. Yeah, that might be well and good, but he is skilled, multifaceted. He's good on the ground, and I do think he has some skills on the feet. So I'm hoping some of these guys can get better and develop. And Paddy the Baddy didn't just jump right to the UFC either. I know maybe he wants to move up quickly, but correct me if I'm wrong. He did sort of take his time and felt like wait till he was ready. But we'll see. If he has his hands up this fight, that'll show me something. Like, I do believe fighters can get better, and I think he looks like a good enough athlete.
Yeah, he's working on stuff that obviously I've seen him working with different coaches, with the judo coach. I forgot what his name is. I've seen him working with him. But like I said, when you see him outside of that last fight, he got up huge in weight. And when you're getting that big, it's telling me that you're not in the training room all the time. You're not getting better all the time. So I'm wondering if he's the guy that's all right. When I have a camp, when I have a fight in front of me, that's when I train. Other than that, I'm not training. I'm just eating, sitting on the couch, drinking. To each his own, but how serious are you when you say you want to be a title contender, when you say you want to be a champion, when you say you want to be the next Conor McGregor? Like, you got to show it, because those guys, they got all the money, but they still had to grind to get to that point of getting those big paychecks. McGregor became a champion. He defeated Jose Aldo, who never beat. So like, he won huge fights, even though right now he's on his losses right now, but like, he still earned his way to the top. And you earn your way to the top through hard work. And like he said, I was dedicated to the sport. I was obsessed with the sport. Paddy doesn't look obsessed with the sport when he's getting that big outside of camp.
Can't disagree. So, I'm so happy that you and Vicente Luque, your opponent, are like so cool with each other. And like, you guys are so, like, you both think each other are so nice. And I like, that's great. But like, Kevin Garnett's, my favorite athlete of all time. Number 5 went up to the rafters. This is my show a little bit too. So KG's number 5 went up to the rafters, right? And like, he wanted to get on the court. I'm sure you didn't see this, right? But they raised number 5 to the rafters. It was a great night. So KG goes out there and he's sitting on the court with Brian Scalabrine, just getting interviewed. And he's like, to the crowd, he's just taking it all in. And he's like, right on the mic, children ever, is like, I know y'all fuck with me, but I didn't know y'all fuck with me like that. That's what he said. Dude, and I'm telling you, this guy, man. But anyway, all I'm saying is, no more love for Luque, man. Let's go 4 weeks. No more love for no more, I know you guys got mad respect for each other, but let's go. Let's get a little heat on this rivalry. Speaking of heat, ladies and gentlemen, no introduction needed. Chael Sonnen.
Gentlemen, how are we? I just tuned in. Where's my soon-to-be victim? Where's the champ at?
She says she's on the way. She's coming right now. Great to have you on the show. It's an honor to have you here. You're a legend of the sport. You're an OG. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Hey, I'm happy to be here. Great job with this show, by the way. You're doing great things. But I'm about to take out the Venezuela vixen. You find Julianna Peña, you let her know Chael Sonnen's looking for her.
So, Chael, you've had a lot of great things to say about our man Belal Muhammad. We appreciate you giving Belal some love. I know you wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it.
That's true, and I appreciate that. I'll take the compliment. But yeah, man, my job is to say what I see. When you see somebody aggressive, when you see somebody that's hungry for an opportunity, when you see somebody that is willing to walk the walk and talk the talk, man, you got to give them credit.
Speaking of walking the walk and talking the talk, like, you're a guy that, you wrote a path for a lot of guys, where a lot of guys are following that path, even with the way you fought, the way you trash talk, the way you sold yourself. And then even now outside of it, where with your YouTube channel, the way you're posting it with your podcast, and you're seeing now like other fighters like Cormier and Bisping kind of copying the same format of the way you're doing it. Is it one of those things? Have you ever thought about like maybe writing a book of like the way to the right path of how to sell yourself type thing? Or
I'll tell you what, though, I get a lot of credit for that, but as much as guys are stealing from me, I stole from somebody else, right? I saw somebody else do it and thought, oh, that's something I could do where I'm interested in. I mean, my whole life is a creation of just copying somebody else, having somebody to look up to, or a hero or an idol, a mentor in some category, and then going over there where I think there's enough room for all of us. I think that the sport needs more voices and more opinions. I think everybody's going to do great, but I do appreciate that. There are a number of things I did in the sport that as I look back, I see people did you gravitate towards, and some of what I might have helped to bring to the industry still lives here today, and it makes me feel good. It feels really good to see something like that happen.
Also, another thing I wanted to bring up, my bad, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Thinking back, you're not one of the guys that shy away from talking trash or being cocky. I tweeted out after Adesanya's last fight, I said, Chael Sonnen from Anderson Silva 1, I think beats Adesanya now. What are your thoughts on that?
I saw that go out. It made me feel good, but boy, it's hard to play that game. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, like the history of the sport says, if one guy's pretty good at wrestling, taking on a guy that's not as good at wrestling, that maybe you could get him to that position. I just wouldn't feel right taking that credit only because, I mean, Adesanya's right there. I'm right here. If I thought I could beat the sumbitch, I'd walk in there and do it. Right? I'm not just sitting out world championship fights. I don't think that I could beat him right now. So, if it's in that time period, it doesn't really hurt my ego, but I do think that he's something special.
I was just going to ask you, when you were fighting back in the day, the broadcast industry, especially for fighters and even athletes, just wasn't what it is now. And I mean, you definitely are gifted with the tongue. And is it something that it's very natural, but is it something you thought that you would do, or you thought you'd be in this sort of industry 10 years ago?
I never even dreamed of it. And I remember from 6th grade on the first day of class, every teacher I had, but we had to write down what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I remember writing down President of the United States, and the teacher would read this to the class. But I never could write commentator down because, to your point, that wasn't even a thing. This sport didn't exist until my junior year in high school. And then participate in the sport, or even making the sport something you could do and make a living out of. That wasn't around until about 2003 and 2004 for a very select group of guys. But to your point, to broadcast and get to participate in the events on a weekly basis, no, man, nobody ever envisioned that. Dana told us from day one, I'm going to make this the biggest sport in the world. And we're going to have, more fights than we have games of football, and nobody believed him. But I was in that category of people. I didn't believe him. I didn't think he could pull it off this quick.
Speaking of commentating, you've been doing Eagle FC commentary and the live play-by-play, and you've been great at it. Okay, the champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Hello there,
Of course she is.
Hey.
It's not too late, girl. If you just back out now, we'll call it a forfeit. It'll be nothing personal. It's not too late. You don't have to do this.
I'm fine with that. I definitely can do that. I got some other things that I got to get done. That's totally fine by me.
Come on, Julianna. Where's that at? Where's that? If you're a champion right now, you just smashed the GOAT. Now you got another GOAT in front of you. You got to smash.
I know. I feel like I can't hear you guys. I feel like I need to go get my headphones really quick. Can you give me 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Do it.
2 seconds.
Do it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Now,
speaking back to you, Chael, about the commentary that you've been doing for Eagle FC, you've been good at it. You've been great at it. So easy with it. I was sitting there why didn't the UFC offer you? Has the UFC offered you a live play-by-play spot for them?
I never had a chance to do live play-by-play. I got close one time. Craig Bersari called me and he said, "Do you have?" I was up down in Vegas. I said, "Yeah, I brought my suit." And John Anik's wife was going into labor any minute. And if the water broke, he was getting on an airplane and I was filling in. But that's as close as I got. That was one time, and that was 5 years ago. So I don't know that I'll be in that rotation. But thank you for saying that you watched Eagle FC, man. It was a lot of fun.
Now,
You got us now?
You got us now. You hear us, Julianna?
By the way, Julianna, I know you're slow playing with I have other things to do. I take it serious, and I know that you're trying to psych me out, and therefore it didn't work. Nice try.
I'm already in your head, and you don't even know
it. You are in my head, but that was a good play.
Slow plays it in my game. No, just kidding.
Julianna, so obviously you've been in Vegas doing the tough coaching. You've been around on every single TV show. You've been on the championship parade. How does it feel to be? You're back in Chicago now, back at home?
Yeah, no, it feels great.
I can focus back on myself again. So that was a lot. And now it's time to get back into the routine of what I do.
How did you enjoy coaching the Ultimate Fighter? Was it something different? Was it something you thought it was going to be? You've always wanted to do it. You were the session on there. Now you're a coach.
I think the biggest thing for me was that I didn't think I was going to care or get like emotionally invested and like actually like, you know, like develop like a family type of setting that, you know, because I didn't get that when I was on the Ultimate Fighter. I didn't talk to anybody and I kind of kept to myself and it wasn't, you know, but I really feel like we made that family connection. I feel like I'll be, you know, involved in these guys' lives forever. So it was a great experience for me and I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to do it.
And speaking of, you know, family and friends, and, you know, you're one of those people that you don't shy away from calling out people when they picked against you in the Amanda Nunes fight. But now you got somebody here who actually picked you. Chael is one of the only ones that actually picked you. He said you were going to win. He didn't care what anybody else said. They all doubted him, and he was right.
I know. I don't know why he was so feisty or why he wants to play against me. Like, we're on the same team. I'm on your side. I'm so happy. Thank you, Chael, for being like the only person that freaking recognizes real. So I appreciate that, Chael. Thank you.
Love it.
You got it. You're not getting in my head, though, young lady. And by the way, I'm glad that you had that experience on the Ultimate Fighter because I had the same one where of any experience I had in this sport, and that's a lot of work. It's not fun. It's hard. But, boy, is it meaningful. And if you do form that bond, as you said, with the team, man, it's something that takes you for life. It's the single greatest experience I ever had in my time in the sport. I'm glad that you had a good one, too.
Yep. It was awesome.
I love all this lovey-dovey stuff, but, you know, this is a competition. So let's start this game show, Cody.
All right, we're going to go through the rules real quick. The Bantamweight champion knows them already, but shout bully for the answer. Chael, bully. If you know the answer, shout bully. Wrong answer, points to the opponent. Correct answer, points to you. Most points wins. Shout bully if you know the answer. Julianna's the champion of the world.
Bully.
Categories for today. So first category is name scramble. These are fighter names. Scramble the letters, unscramble them. Easy as that. Number 2, who's smarter? Now, this is trivia. This is fun UFC trivia. Let's see which one of you guys know the answers to these easy questions. Number 3, face mash. So these are 2 fighter faces mashed together. So you got to tell me which 2 fighters are together. And then the last one, nickname game. These are all fighters. You got to tell me their nickname, or I'm going to give you their nickname. You got to tell me which fighter it is. Chael, you were here first, so I'll let you pick the first category.
I want to do nickname.
Nickname game. You want to go for 100?
No, 400.
Oh, okay. Dorino, who's nickname?
Bully.
Chael.
Gilbert Burns.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, man. Okay, that was quick. That was quick. Man, Julianna, I don't know. Now I'm nervous. Chael, keep, so you get to go again.
Nickname game for 300, please.
Carlos Esparza.
Bully. I said it first.
Julianna.
Cookie Monster.
Boom. Okay. There we go. I knew this was going to be a good competition. All right. You go again, Julianna.
Let's do face mash for 400.
Ooh, 2 fighter faces here, Chael.
Bully.
Chael.
Bully. I know what the answer is.
Chael said it.
McGregor and Darren.
Come on. He's wrong. I got it. That's Conor McGregor and Anthony Smith, right? Lionheart.
Come on. Julianna, both of you guys are wrong.
Oh, I thought she was right.
You said it with so much confidence, Julianna.
I almost went with Roy Nelson for what it's worth, but we were that one.
Go back to the picture. That was totally Lionheart.
I know. I thought you were right, but Julianna still gets the points.
Julianna gets the points, and Chael got it wrong first.
Right.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for playing fair. Who's smarter for 400?
Who's smarter for 400? This person has the UFC record for top position percentage. Was it A, Chael Sonnen, B, Tatiana Suarez, or C, John Jones?
Bully.
Julianna.
Is it Tatiana Suarez?
Oh! Hey,
Nice.
Chael, you're still second place, though. You're not bad. You still have 66%.
Second place.
All right.
Okay,
Julianna, nice. She's
name
rolling
scramble for 400.
now. Name scramble 400. Oof. It's a first and last name. He could be fighting this weekend.
Oh, could be fighting this weekend.
He could be the main event. Come on, guys.
Who's even fighting this weekend? Who's the event?
It's London.
Bully.
Chill.
Tom Aspinwall.
There we go.
Oh,
Come on,
I don't know who
look at
that
that
is. Come on.
All right, Chill, you go ahead.
I want name scramble for 200.
Name scramble for 200.
Hang on, baby.
What are you playing?
Yeah, she's more than welcome. This is perfect for her.
She gets it first.
What division? Come on, this is so hard.
This is a champion.
This is champion. R.
This is.
Oh, I know. Bully, Glover Teixeira.
Boom! There we go.
Yes.
Okay, now we're. All right, you go again, Julianna.
Okay, name scramble for 300. Let's get the hard ones out of the way.
All right, name scramble for 300.
Bully. Holly Holm.
There we go. Now we're rolling.
Well done.
Okay, you're up. You go again, Julianna. You're rolling
Okay,
now.
let's go. Who's smarter? 300.
Who's smarter for 300? True or false? Brock Lesnar was a co-main event on a Manny Nunez card once.
Bully.
Bully.
Ball. True.
No, you can't. You have to say an answer. It's true. I was on that card.
He said true.
Ugh.
That was big. That was big.
Yes.
That was close right there, Chill. You're falling
Yeah.
behind. You're up again, Chill.
Needed that for the game.
Co-main event. Off. I don't believe he was the co-main event, but that's the part that
He was.
Right.
He was. He fought Mark Hunt, and he gave Mark Hunt freaking beat his head in, and then he was on steroids. I fought that night.
But I consider Daniel Cormier Anderson Silva the co-main event. I'm just saying that's where it threw me off. I still got it right. I'm going
True.
100.
Nickname game 200. Bear Jew.
Oh. Inglorious Bastards. I don't know who that is.
Also fighting this weekend.
Got to give him a
What's
hint.
What's that mop-headed kid's name? Patty.
That's his nickname.
Oh, wait. Okay.
You gotta call it, girl. You
Bully.
Julianna.
Patty.
I didn't even want you to try.
What's that kid with the hair's name? What's his name?
Paddy Pimblett.
Paddy
Patty
Pimblett.
what?
Yeah.
Pimblett.
But it was Paul.
No, that's
Craig,
not
the
who
Bear
I'm
Jew.
talking about. I'm talking about that new kid that has real long hair from England.
From
I want
England.
names for 100.
Ireland.
Nickname game for 100. Molly McCain.
Bully. Meatball.
Oh, there we go. She was playing you, Gail. She was playing you. You're up,
Face
Julianna.
smash 300.
Two fighter faces.
Bully.
Julianna.
Marvin Vittori and Robert Whitaker.
Woo! That was a
That's
big
good.
one.
Oh, you
Impressive.
earned that one. I saw the story in that face. Good job, girl.
Okay, face smash for 200.
Oh, that's perfect.
I don't know. I know one of them, but I don't want to be wrong and give him the points.
Come on, let me get an attempt here. They're both 170.
That's funny.
Both welterweights. One.
Born in Chernobyl.
One.
Okay.
Just fought. Masvidal. Just fought.
I have a
Masvidal.
guess.
Julianna.
Bully. Okay, so Kazmat and Ismail Muhammad, or what's his name?
Who?
I don't know what it. Makachev. No,
Yep. Points.
it's Makachev and
Toby.
yeah.
You gotta
Okay.
have strategy, girl. You gotta have strategy.
She played it for the sake of the game. She knew.
All right, I want to go face smash for 100.
Face smash 100.
Bully.
That's the kid. That's what I'm trying to.
Bully.
Chael.
Patty the Batty and Chael P.
It's not a bad look, Chael. It's not a bad look. Hey, this can go to a tie right here. You need all these points right here, Chael.
Who's smarter for 200?
Who's smarter for 200? Who was the very first women's UFC fight?
Bully.
Julianna?
Who is Ronda Rousey and Liz Carmouche.
You are correct.
Wow.
And there's no way for Chael to catch up. So, Julianna.
So I won.
You came. You repeated as champion. All the trash talk, the confidence from Chael. The floor is yours, Julianna. You just keep winning. I don't know what else to say.
It's my year, baby. I'm going to stay winning, too. That's all I have to say.
Girl.
I love it.
Hey, this was fun. You guys are awesome. Thank you for
Seriously. Appreciate you guys
Thank
very
you for
much.
coming on, Chael. Appreciate you, brother.
See you guys.
I'll see you guys later. Thank
Have
you.
a good night, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
There, I
She took
thought we
care
were
of
gonna have another
business.
tie right there. I was like, man, is this gonna be close?
Hey, she took care of business, though. I mean, you know, some of those questions, man, she's locked in. But I thought it was Anthony Smith too.
No, did you? I was sitting there like, man, how did you guys even see Anthony Smith? I was like, I for sure thought that would be the easy one.
It's appropriate that you gave Colby Covington a terrible look. You know,
When
I didn't
saw
see that.
one come, I was like, I didn't even realize that those two were together. But I was like, there's no way either one of these guys are going to catch it. But I figured Chael would see a little bit because he loves Kobe.
Dude, it's just fascinating. Like Julianna, it's like she's a champ. She's a champ. She's like on Ellen. You know, champion of the world.
That's
It's
what
just-
I said. I'm like, you could see her getting around. Like she embraces it. Like Amanda Nunes was the type that, she was a great champion. She's a great fighter, but she really didn't care about the media part of it or anything like that and building it. Like, Julianna loves that. She's going to go out there. She's going to go on a little parade. She's going to go to all these shows. She's going to promote it. She's going to promote the division. It's going to be huge for the women's division in general. And it's going to be huge for the sport and just building it. And like, you could tell she wants to do it and she's embracing that role.
I love it. So I'd love to hear about I can't wait. I love this 4 p.m. Eastern time. Start time. It's unbelievable. So let's get to the Bix and let's hear what you have to say about these fights. Let's go. So, dude, Bully's Bix am I reading this right? Last card 6 and 8, year to date.
Literally, I'm telling people, I'm like, because I'm in camp, so I'm not really studying hard like that.
Year to date, yeah. No, year to date, 27 and 31, 47%. I just wrote down no more picking with your heart.
The year's still early. A lot of it was a lot of picking with my heart. I'm gonna have to be a lot smarter. I don't really know nobody personally from this London card, so a lot of this is gonna be from using my brain and my mind. But yeah, I gotta turn this around. Like it's been a terrible year. I'm getting people messaging me like, "Bro, I'm done following your picks." I'm like, "Bro, please just stick with me. It's coming. It's coming. That perfect card's coming."
We're not necessarily endorsing gambling, right? I mean, did you really believe George Masvidal was going to get it done? Really? If someone gave you just 50 grand and said you have to play with this?
It's funny. We were doing the house party, the UFC watch party, and they were here filming me watching that card.
That's right.
And they were like, "Do you want to call anybody?" And I was like, "What do you mean call somebody?" Like, "Yeah, we have the other watch parties. We could call people." And they were like, "We could call Bobby Green." And I was like, "Oh, let's call Bobby Green." I talked to Bobby Green, and we were talking to him, and he was like, "All right, let's bet on these last 2 fights." And I'm like, I don't really gamble, but I was like, "All right, what do you want to bet?" And he's like, "Let's bet $100 each fight." It was a co-main event and main event. And then we flipped the coin to see who got the first pick. And he got the pick. So he got to pick RDA first. So then it came to the main event. And I'm like, well, I'm guaranteeing RDA is going to win. So I was like, do I really put $100 on the fact that I think I want Masvidal to win, but smart money is going to go on Kobe. So I bet on Kobe, even though I didn't want to.
I'm so glad I mentioned that. So you had the exact example to prove it. Okay. Exactly my point. So we could even tweak this record because I get it, man, though, but you're going to still have to play with your heart. I mean, you're never going to pick against GM3, Brendan Allen, But you got too many boys. I don't know, and girls. I mean, you got too many friends.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I got to stop talking to people. Then
maybe you'll pick. Maybe you'll pick against Luke on the 16th.
Man, he's just so nice.
All right. So first pick. I meant to ask for a pronunciation. By the way, I was gonna have Chael pronounce your name. I was gonna give you a pronunciation. I was gonna say I appreciate all the love, but like, there's no H. No H.
Well, here's the thing, though, Chat. I mean, listen. I can't get you away with trying to shit on Chael's pronunciation and you go pronounce. I would try to get him to pronounce.
Did I just say that?
Yeah. So you just botched your intro.
I didn't want to say anything. I heard it, but I was just like, let me not mention it.
I didn't say pronounce, or I was going to say pronunciation.
Anyway. But like I said, like Chael's so smart with the way, obviously, he does stuff to get interactions. I think that's what he does. Like I say, man, like he says he stole the ideas from somebody else, but he was the first one in UFC to actually start talking trash. The first one to start doing his own podcast, to start making his videos of his opinions, and then now everybody's following suit. Everybody's trying to copy that way. And I even with me, when I hear the way he talks, the way he's confident, the way he speaks, a lot of people can learn a lot of things. A lot of fighters can learn the way to brand yourself from him.
I agree. And correct me if I'm wrong. There was always an element to his that he was just talking shit, where sometimes people do take it to places where really shouldn't go, whether it be McGregor or Strickland or Colby. Anyway.
Yeah, he did this with a little bit. He did it like it's like trash talk with class. Like it was witty. There's like, you could tell there was like actual thought to it. Not like, I feel like McGregor, when he first came in, he was like that. Strickland is just like not witty at all. Colby's not witty at all. Like you tell, it's fake. But Chael is like I said, he does everything with so much confidence that you believe everything that comes out of his mouth.
Bahal got love from Uncle Chael P. Well done. So the pronunciation that I didn't know was Krylov, but it's Nikita. Krylov? Someone got it for me? Anyway, whatever it is.
Nikita Krylov.
See? So it was probably 3 ways. Yeah, right. Versus Craig. All right. So Paul Craig, unbeaten, believe it or not, in his last 5 in the octagon. Most recently was his performance in June, performance of the night against Jamal Hill. Jamal's won twice since. You almost forget, but that was Craig's last fight, believe it or not. Krylov hasn't fought since a year ago. Unanimous decision lost to Magomed Ankalaev. He's about a 2-1 favorite here against Paul Craig. We need a good week here, Bully. So who do you think wins the fight, regardless of who you like better?
It's funny, Paul Craig has a win over Ankalaev. When you're looking at it, like Ankalaev has a loss in the UFC,
he really?
To Paul Craig, and he tapped him out with like 1 second left in a triangle. I think it was his debut. Wow. And it's nuts because you see how good Ankalaev is. But Monster. Paul Craig's that guy that a lot of people underestimate, and his jiu-jitsu is so good. And even his striking, where he'll come out and just throw bombs at you because he's not afraid if you take him down or go to the ground with him. And, I think he's been in there with some very tough guys, strong guys with great power. Nikita's very good, but I just think that Paul Craig's got a lot of momentum right now. He got a lot of confidence, especially after that last win. And I just think that, this is a big stage for him. And I think he's going to go out there and he's going to show up. I'm going to pick Paul Craig here.
I like it. Got to go with, now I got someone to root for. I like it. I don't bet on martial arts anymore. It's much more fun not betting on martial arts.
So the reason I included this fight in here, like it's down the card. It's not the last 3 fights of the night, but this line just seems off to me. I mean, Krylov minus 195 against Paul Craig, who has fought, to me, he's beat better competition. Krylov has lost to Ankalaev. He beat Johnny Walker by decision. And then before that, he lost to Glover by split decision. So it's like, I don't know. That line seemed way off to me. That's why I included it in the fights tonight.
Yeah, man. These guys in Vegas, though, they know more than me. That's why I lay off. They know something. You can be sure there's a reason why he's a 2-1 favorite. Anyway, the co-main event, lot closer fight. Arnold Allen. Dan Hooker, the 8th ranked lightweight, moving down to featherweight. Close one on paper. Dan Hooker must be in it right now in terms of that weight cut. A lot of people think he belongs in your division. So Allen hasn't been all that active, but never lost in the UFC. Love this fight in London, England. Who's the Bick?
This one's interesting, man. This is, Allen is so good. He's so technical with everything that he does. He's not that guy that's going to go out there and one punch knock you out. He's not going to go out there and submit you in a couple seconds, but he's very good everywhere. And he's very good at winning, and he knows how to win, and he knows how to beat good guys. The Sadiq Yusuf fight was a really good fight, and he's very clean with his striking. And it's funny when you hear like his interviews and stuff like that. He's actually a funny guy, and like he says, he drives like 4 hours to practices a day, and it's like nuts like how dedicated he is. And you got Dan Hooker, who's been in there with the best of the best at 155. He's huge for 145. I don't know how he's about to make this weight class, but he did a test cut. I don't know how his body's going to feel. Yeah, he did a test cut in Vegas when he was down there, when he was stuck down there, I guess. But he said he was working with the nutritionist, things like that. But he had wars with Paul Felder, wars with Dustin Poirier. He was in there with Islam Makhachev. I know it wasn't a long fight or anything like that, but he felt the strength of a guy like that. And, he's been in there with such big names. Arnold Allen really, he's beating some very good guys, but, this is his big name. This is where he makes his name off of. And fighting in London, huge card. Man. See, like, I don't have – my heart's not attached to any one of them. Like, I want to see Dan Hooker win just because I like watching Dan Hooker fight, and I don't want to see him on a 2-fight losing streak. And then, if he loses this, it's like, where does he go from here? Now, let me try 170 now. Let me try 155. He's not going to go back to 155. Yep. So, like,
but Bobby Green saying you got to make a bet. Bobby Green saying you got to make a bet.
But I think I'm going to go with Arnold here. I just like the way Arnold fights. He's very patient, very smart. And like I said, he just knows how to win, and he knows how to the right ways to fight. Like, he knows how to do everything right. It is not, like I said, he doesn't do nothing explosive or crazy, but he just knows how to win. I'm gonna pick Arnold here.
I like it. I always like when the main event is a heavyweight fight. It always just feels right to me. So I got to be honest, man. This fight, like, it's really hard for me to see Aspinall losing. I don't like to necessarily make a pick, but it's hard. So Aspinall Volkov main event. Hard for me to see Tom Spinall. I like it. See, yeah, how do we pronounce that? Capital A. There it is.
Yeah, I deserve that. You bastard.
Right back at you.
But even with both of them, I was like, the first word had 3 letters in it, and like they did not, like Tom, like dude.
I know, and I know. It's some of them, they're not even mixed up. It's just sort of backwards, right? MOT. So it's hard for me to envision Aspinall losing. This to me is a fight, and I no disrespect to Volkov, but it's like a guy who's sort of right about to hit his prime versus a guy who might be just past it. The guy who has the number 6, a guy who's number 11. Aspinall is a slight favorite here. I think it's his time. Maybe he's a little bit green. I love it in London. I'm very interested. If you're picking Volkov, it's going to surprise me, and I can't wait to hear it if you are.
I'm not. I mean, Volkov has the experience. Volkov, I think, for a 5-round fight, this is going to be Aspinall's first 5-round fight. He finishes a lot of his guys that he fights. You could sit there and go to cardio, like how it's going to be in the later rounds. Volkov's very hard to finish. But when I think I'm looking back and you look at Volkov's record, he's fought some tough guys, but then he went to a decision with Greg Hardy, and you're looking at that now, like, what the fudge? Like, how did that even happen? And
interesting.
I think that, he's just more at a slower pace. He's very long, very good front kicks. But I think Aspinall, like I said, this guy's explosive. He's that new, younger generation of a heavyweight that has the speed, the explosiveness, the power, everything. Like, he wanted the slow push, but I think this is like the perfect fight for him. Still not a huge push up. Not a guy that is going to come out there with Division I wrestling or anything that you'll take a chance on it. I think this is a perfect style matchup for Aspinall. I think that it'll be all on the feet. I think, and if Aspinall wants to take it down, he can take it down if he wants to. But I think that his hand's going to be way too fast for Volkov. I think he's going to light him up, and I'm gonna call for a finisher. I think he's just going to be way too fast for him.
Well, looks like we got some fans. And one thing I just want to mention too, only a 2-inch height difference too. I mean, Volkov's Aspinall 6'5", So anyway, I think we got some questions from Muhammad's fans. Belal, why is Leon ducking you? But if you could fight any welterweight in the history of MMA, who would it be and why? I love watching you fight. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake, for the question. I don't know. This guy's sitting on the sidelines. I know they're calling for the Usman said he's starting to get back to training. I think they're going to do the title fight in July. We'll see what happens. But if I could fight any welterweight in history of MMA, I think it would either be GSP or Usman, 2 guys that I think that they said were the most dominant fighters in the division, and I think that I match up well with either one of them. So if could be either one of those, GSP obviously I think is the go to the division, and Usman now is the champion. So either one of those, Usman I'll be seeing soon though.
Yeah, but either one of them, Belal would give problems.
Definitely. Oh, we didn't even bring up what's his face, Batman, Holland, Kevin Holland.
Yeah,
stop the crime this weekend. I'm sitting here like,
that's right.
It's crazy. It's funny. I'm like, how the heck does that even happen? It makes no sense. But it's cool to see, when you see fighters actually out there and then they're in the public eye. Now they're in the news making big headlines for not doing something crazy. They're actually saving lives. So it's cool seeing that.
No, I hear you. And I hate to say, but with a gun not involved, it's Kane, man, it's like, it's a different outcome, certainly for Kevin Holland, doing something for good.
Yeah. Especially like him, a guy that's, he was getting a lot of attention for beating up trolls and stuff like that. Now it's like, all right, now he's saving people too. So now he's not just a bully. He's helping people. So, but it's
fresh off a win.
Yeah. Especially off a big win. What's your favorite snacks when you're not in camp? My favorite snacks. I'm a big sweets guy. I love ice cream, and my favorite bad food is nachos. I love nachos. Anything. Every time after my fight in Vegas, I go to Nacho Daddy. Go down there. It's funny. I was down there once, and then it was after me and Showtime Pettis were on a card once, and we both won. And he was like, "Oh, where are you going? We got the tables at the club at Cosmo." And then I was like, I'm gonna go to Nacho Daddy with my family. And then he gave me like I was the biggest lame look in the world. And then, Lou Taylor, bro, you're a lame. He got tables. He's gonna have stuff over there. We could have went and chill with him. I was like, man, but I'm hungry. And he's like, all right, dude, let's go, man. Man, you're a lame.
That's okay. I love it. That's bully, man. And you felt great the next morning.
It felt great. I was comfortable. I wasn't, when you go to a club and you're not in your environment, you're just sitting there weird. I don't drink. So I'm just going to be sitting there awkwardly, and then people are going to be looking at me. They're going to be asking me questions. I'd rather be with my family, eating, enjoying myself, enjoying the victory. That's where I'd rather have it.
100%. So I think that's all we got tonight. Can't wait to chop it up again next week. As we get closer inside 4 weeks, everything changes. The film crews are going to start coming for Belal. He's not going to be able to walk out his front door. It's just how it goes. But Main Event Muhammad is coming back 4 weeks from this Saturday. So everyone enjoy the fights this Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Love it. For Belal Muhammad, our director, Cody Merrow, I'm Jason Anik. We appreciate you being with us. We'll see you next week. Later.
Peace.